Welcome, everybody, to the Shining Light Video Podcast show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. My guest today is an account executive for Puro Clean in Kingston, New York. She helps her clients recover from catastrophic events, fire, water damage, all sorts of different events. She helps these clients recover from these events through Puro Clean and her team of people that go out and put on these crazy hazmat suits and help restore these people's homes and businesses. She's also an active member in her community. She serves on multiple boards. Some of those boards are the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce, the Rondout Valley Business Alliance, and also her Kiwanis Club. Please welcome my guest and friend, Miriam Mo Gibbons.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on the show, Mo.
Not a problem. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I watch you every week.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, Mo, you and I met many years ago at networking events where we got to know each other really well. And I would love for people to get to know you a little bit as to your background and who you are and what you do, your trips to Ireland, and then get into Puro Clean and how Puro Clean is really helping a lot of our essential employees and government agencies today. But first, let's get to know Mo a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I moved to this area when I was 10. So without, most people don't like to put their age out there, but I don't care. I've been in this area for 50 years. I'm a community girl. I'd like to help people. I'm a people person. And so whether it's with my job or just life in general,
Seems like Mo's connection is cutting out a little bit. Mo, you cut out a little bit. You said you like to help people with in your life and job.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a people person and I'm a problem solver. So I like to have real relationships with people, with the community. I enjoy giving back. And it's just who I am. I'm as my husband says, I'm very social. So, like I said, I've lived in the area since I was 10. So I know a lot of people. And I'm married. I have two wonderful children that do not live in the state, unfortunately. I have a son in Connecticut who's a mechanical engineer, and I have a daughter, believe it or not, who's in Rhode Island, and she works for a large insurance claims company, although she's doing UX design, not really dealing with claims or anything like that. But and like I said, I loved your energy when I met you, and I love what you do. So we're very like-minded, I think, which is why we hit it off so well.
Yeah, no, we certainly are definitely people person. And another thing that you do is you plan trips to Ireland, which I'm sure are on hold right now. But can you tell us a little bit about those trips to Ireland?
So I work part-time for a company called Destinations Ireland and Beyond. The owners of the company are actually Irish, born and raised, but they're living here locally now. Met them, fell in love with them, and joined their team. And I have been to Ireland 4 times. Supposed to go this year, although I'm not quite sure how that's looking.
It's going to be a little different this year.
If I had my wish come true, I would actually retire to Ireland. Beautiful people, beautiful countryside, and it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't been, when this is all over and you want to go, call me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to definitely have to call you at some point. My wife is Irish, redhead, freckles, Devon Brophy. It doesn't get more Irish than that. So we have to make our journey over there at some point when this is all over. Puro Clean. Puro Clean, obviously, I think people know Puro Clean for a cleaning and restoration company that, pretty much cleans up messes and things like that. Could you speak a little bit about that? And then let's go into what you guys are doing for COVID now.
So basically, we're a restoration company, and everybody says, oh, we know what you do. And at the end of the day, they really don't. Mm-hmm. So I believe as far as what I do is educating. Because frankly, if you do it yourself and you do it wrong, you can actually create more damage. So I try to educate and explain processes and how it works. And I'm there to hold your hand as well as the company. we have a huge dedicated staff, and we deal in all sorts of property restoration, whether it be a home or it be a business. So we deal, like you said earlier, water, fire, mold, and biohazardous material, which consists of blood and sewage. So kind of, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Like I said, our staff is phenomenal. They do an amazing job helping people feel at ease, because at the end of the day, these are very, very stressful situations. And so we're trying to make the best of a bad situation, which is kind of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, one of the tips that you gave at an event that I was at once was just as simple as not using bleach, because to get rid of black mold, just not using bleach, and alternate
Correct.
ways of doing it.
Correct. Bleach is 90% water, so inevitably you're feeding the mold, and the bleach will stain it, so it'll change its color. Therefore, you think it's working, and then it just comes back and it's worse than it was before. So little things like that.
Right.
Is what I try to do.
Yeah, just simple things where you're just kind of educating your clients and consumer. So moving into today and where we are, a lot of businesses are shut down, a lot of offices are closed, but you're in the line of business that helps clean up and get people to be able to get back into their office. So you're still open and running, and you're also working with a lot of government agencies and of course essential employees or employers in order to keep their offices and their agencies, their buildings active and be able to serve the public and serve their communities. Could you speak a little bit about how PuroClean is doing that?
Sure. So for those that don't know, the corporation that actually owns PuroClean is called Pay It Forward Partners. So we've always been a strong community-based organization as far as helping things, and we're not out there necessarily looking for publicity. That's one of the things that's important to us. So with COVID-19 going on, they put a test site in the town of Ulster, and another company, Save-On, actually donated $100,000 worth of tents. Well, the tents are great, keep people covered and so on and so forth. We donated 2 external heaters so that while these people are in these tents, because, you've noticed the weather, yesterday was cold. And the weather's been going up and down. But when you're, in a sheltered environment like that, you need heat. So we're providing the heat. Obviously, we are not charging them for that. That's something that we're doing to say thank you for being the front line, for being out there with these people that think they are sick and have to be tested. So that's one of the things we're doing. The other thing we're doing is a local police department. We are going in, and they're concerned. They're first responders, they're police department, and their people are on the road. So they've been basically having them come in, get their assignments, and go out on the road. And we've been once a week going in and cleaning their facility. And we're also cleaning other facilities. So where people have had an active case in their building, we're going in there because of our biohazard experience. We are all PPE. Okay, the personal protection, suit up, and out we go. And, it's funny, somebody said to me, well, would you put on a suit and go out there? And at the end of the day, yes, I would. If that's where I'm needed, that's what I would do. So I'm trying to, calm people and try to keep them safe, so to speak. There is a procedure for cleaning, and that's one thing, again, because I believe in education, is that there's a lot of companies, unfortunately, that are out there that are claiming they can clean. They're not certified. We are certified in cleaning and this type of biohazard, and we're doing it correctly. So we're explaining to people exactly what goes on. Some people are doing, it's a 2-phase process. Some companies are doing one step, companies are doing the other step, but if they're doing it correctly, it's a 2-phase process.
Yeah, and what are some of those phases? Or, you don't have to get into too depth. Obviously sharing the secret sauce, but what are some of the things that you do to mitigate the risk of catching COVID?
Okay, so one of the things, if we're going in for a cleanup, that we do is we want to clean all what we call the high touch points: doorknobs, believe it or not, doorways. Everybody goes, oh, will you hold the doorknob? But if I'm standing in your office talking to you and you're sitting at your desk, I could be leaning on that door frame. So all high touch points. And then once that's done, we put a fog that is, as far as what it is it sort of goes on everything and kills the virus left for a certain amount of time. Because, for example, in an office building, you have papers on your desk. I can't go in and clean each individual paper. So that supposedly covers that, and that sits for several hours in order to take effect and whatnot. So we've been going in and doing that. Like I said, some people are just going in and cleaning. Some people are just going in and fogging, but they're not. You actually, in order to do it properly, need to do both. And that's done, that's the guidelines for this type of cleaning.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think I had heard with like just using your regular, just talking about just cleaning, let's say your kitchen counter, just using your regular antibacterial sprays that you need to let them sit for a certain amount of time, like 10 minutes or something like that. One, is there any truth to that? And then two, obviously you're doing police departments and government agencies. How are you guys able to clean it and then let the fog sit for long periods of time without them being there? How are they operating?
Well, it depends. So we're doing different areas at different times. Okay. So we're trying to, go in at night necessarily when there's not as many people. And because majority of people aren't in the road, in the office, they're on the road. We're doing different areas at different times. So we're trying to coordinate that. And that's one of the things that's really important as far as any cleaner, whether, regular household cleaner. Read the instructions, read what it says. A lot of people just come in, they do something and that they don't follow the guidelines or follow the directions that are actually on these bottles or these, cans and whatever that they're using. And that's something that they need to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily do that, but, but you're right.
I never did either. It was funny. I was having a little off topic, but makes sense, having an issue with my car. And I called my son, who's a mechanical engineer, and said, hey, got any quick fixes? Kind of, do you think this might be? And he said, well, did you read your manual? And I went, no. And he said, well, I suggest you read your manual
first.
And of course, yeah. Well, he thinks mechanically, and I'm going, well, I was trying to avoid that and talk to you.
Yeah.
But anything, they're given directions, you're given manuals, and the thing is, you should be reading them so you are using things properly.
Right. On that topic, I guess, what would be your 3 tips from PuroClean? What would be your top 3 tips for people at home to do in order to mitigate their risk? They may not use PuroClean because they don't, it's just home and they feel they might be able to, I'm not going to call PuroClean to come clean my house. So what would be your top 3 tips for somebody to just keep their house safe from COVID in the sense of cleaning?
I would say, obviously, they're telling everybody to stay at home.
Of course, right.
But now you have something that comes in from outside or something delivered. So especially you go out to do your grocery shopping, wear a mask, wear gloves. Putting these gloves on, one of the most horrible things that I'm experiencing, and everybody's seeing it, is people are wearing masks, people are wearing gloves, and then they go into a store and they come out and they're throwing them in the parking lots. And now you're some poor soul that's an essential worker has to go out and clean that up, and you're putting them at risk. So I would say when you go out, when you come home, wipe down whatever you've brought into the house, because yes, you went to the supermarket and yes, you were protected, but you should wipe down what you've brought into the house because you don't know who else touched that box before you did of cereal or pasta or whatnot. The other thing is, when you've done all that, and if you have gloves, taking them off properly. Okay. When I saw on Facebook, somebody posted the other day, and there's a gentleman with a glove on one hand, the glove in his mouth hanging, not on the other hand, and he's punching on his phone. And I'm sitting there going, I know it was sort of sent as a joke.
Right. But we see that in reality. It's like like the guys at Subway, handing you your change with the glove on and then making a sandwich with it on.
Right. everybody says wash your hands. As crazy as that sounds, always been a hand washer, not an issue. Do you know how to wash your hands properly? So most people go like this, and they wash their hands, and they put it under the water. You're supposed to sing, somebody said the ABCs, sing happy birthday twice. It's the amount of time, and the most important thing, if you notice, if you know me, I have a ring on every finger. I'm only wearing my wedding band, okay? It's important that you get in between. So you're going to wash, you're going to do each thumb, you're going to do the back of your hand in between your fingers, and then you're going to rinse it off. So after you've been out, obviously, if you do have gloves on, you want to take them off inside out. So you're not touching, if something's on the gloves that you touch, you're taking them off inside out. I usually put one glove in the other and then take them off. And then I also always bring a little plastic bag to throw them in so that they're not contaminating my car. But so now that you've brought these things into your house, wipe them down, wash your hands. You should wash your hands on a regular basis, probably at least every 2 hours. Because this way, if you brought something into your home or someone else has, you're at least washing them. If you are a friend of mine or you like us on Facebook, PuroClean, I actually posted something that people can print out and actually put up, and it tells you, different things you can do to help spread it.
I saw that.
Yep. So again, I'm trying to help that. There's no guarantees. Nobody knows, who, you go out, you come back, you have it. How did you get it? I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to reintroduce you. I see a couple people that had entered. This is the Shining Light Video Podcast show where I shine a light on my guest and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Miriam Gibbons, and she is an account executive over at Puro Clean, which helps people recover from catastrophic events, mold, flood, fire, and especially these days, she's dealing a lot with the COVID crisis, I guess, and government agencies and essential workers to be able to get them in their offices and in their places of business to be able to work. And she just went over some tips for just regular household people in order to help us avoid bringing it home or into our homes. And I think your top tip, which you emphasized, which was wash your hands and wash your hands properly, taking your gloves off properly, taking off your mask properly in order to not spread it any further. And I think there's a number of tips out there. You can definitely find them. If you go to the PuroClean website, I know you just mentioned, Miriam, that you put out that slick that has several tips on there. And I took a look at it. I thought it was very, very helpful to help people out there. Mo, you're a positive person. You're a positive thinker. I know that this is a challenge for all of us today, what we're dealing with. What do you see as the positive outcome from this quarantine, whether it's in regards to PuroClean, in regards to yourself, or just humanity in general? What do you see as a positive outcome to this quarantine?
I have to say, I've been on a lot of calls and been talking to a lot of people. This is, let's face it, this is something none of us could ever had anticipated. And so we're all trying to find the new normal. One of the things that I can say is for the people that are being positive, the community outreach and helpfulness is overwhelming. If you said to me, prior to this taking place, would I have thought of, I could name a few people that, they go out of their way and they're helpful and they're nice, but people are stepping up like I've never seen before. And it's heartwarming. It's actually heartwarming that they're doing things. They're not thinking of themselves. They're thinking of others. I know a small business. I read the post last night. She makes cookies. And, she takes orders, and she's one of these, small people that are trying to, make cookies, and you can order them, and whether you pick them up or drop them off, she's sort of taking the restaurant model that, you can do takeout. And she decided that last week, on Friday, that she wasn't going to take any orders for this week. And her cookies are amazing, by the way. She wasn't going to take any orders, and she was just going to make cookies and then bring them to the first responders, whether it be the police departments or the hospital workers or the ambulance workers. And she was going to spend this whole week making cookies for them. And then donations started to come in. She didn't ask for them. She didn't seek them out. And people said, I want to help support you. Obviously, it costs money to make these cookies. And she said, first I cried, and then I gasped. And she said, and as I'm reading her post on Facebook, I'm watching people going, I want to donate, I want to donate, I want to donate. And I'm just, I don't know if you're familiar with Project Resilience, where Project Resilience is where local eateries are actually feeding these school children their breakfasts and their lunch and whatnot. And people are just stepping up. They don't have necessarily resources that they can actually do themselves. So people in the community, different businesses that may not be essential and may not be closed are donating money. And this has been going on for weeks. So it's sort of helping the small businesses, these eateries, stay alive, helping them keep some of their employees, and help feeding those that, frankly, were getting breakfast and lunch at school that now they're not. So it's just, it popped up overnight. It wasn't like something that was always there. You know, school breakfasts and school lunches for those that were less fortunate were always there, but now schools are closed. And the quickness that the community is stepping up is just amazing. Amazing. And every day I see acts of kindness. I have a very good friend, Maria Ciabiri, who owns a bridal store. And let's face it, all weddings have been canceled. Sad. But, it's not going to happen. And she started sewing a few masks for friends, for family. She is now, I can't tell you, thousands. People would reach out and said, where do we get masks? There's no, N95 masks out there. Where do we get them? And I said, well, reach out to her because I know I put her name out there so many times, I feel bad. And it got to the point where she is making masks. And people, again, they're just donating to her, and all her masks she is giving to fire departments, hospitals, businesses that are first have, essential businesses and whatnot. And she is giving out, you want to go on Facebook and see a success story. And that's not what she's doing it for. She said, people need these things, and I'm not making bridal gowns, so I might as well be making, and she's a phenomenal seamstress. She's a very gifted and talented young woman, and she just stepped up and has been doing this for 4 weeks, to the point where she actually said, okay, people, stop reaching out to me. And basically you have to reach out to the Ulster County Chamber in order to, that's not that she's not making them or giving them out, but it got overwhelming where she couldn't answer the emails and whatnot. So somebody's doing that for her.
Right.
But yeah. The community and the people that are and just this radio show, is just a wonderful thing, telling people the other side, of whatnot. Like I said, we're there to help our fellow man, and that's what we need to do, and that's what we need to get through this.
Yeah, in all of our communities. I'm here with Miriam Mo Gibbons from Puro Clean. She's an account executive there, and she helps her clients recover from catastrophic events. And we're just speaking about how Puro Clean is helping government agencies and essential employees stay at work and be able to work in a safe environment. Puro Clean does a great two-step process, COVID cleanup, and in order to keep these agencies running and these people at work and doing what they need to do in order to keep our society running. And Miriam was just sharing with us some of the positive outcome that she sees coming from this. And one of them, I would say, would be the humanity, which is something that I've heard multiple times over on my show here, is just the human element of people just stepping up and doing the right thing. And you even jumped into some acts of kindness in your community. And I would just like a shout out to that cookie maker that you mentioned. I don't know if you'd like to mention the name of her business to give her a little shout out and shine a light on her a little bit.
Okay. So here
we're going to see them.
I had to go get them.
Awesome.
So
and
the name of business is Cookie Dough and Mo, M-O-E, and these are the cookies. Somebody actually gifted them to me and whatnot, and I got to say they're fabulous. So yeah, she's doing an amazing job. Two pages that if people aren't on and they want to be on, again, like I said, I believe in education. So if you're a restaurant, if you are in Ulster County, there is Ulster County Eateries Unite.
Mhm.
And basically, businesses are putting out their hours, if they're open, what they're serving, if they have specials, which is wonderful. It was the Ulster County Chamber. It started as an idea. What could we do for our community? And literally overnight, there's over 8,000 people that are on this, that joined this group. So you don't have to know somebody in order to join. You can just get on there and join. There's also Ulster Small Businesses. Again, something that people did. So you can say, yes, I'm an essential business, or I can offer this and whatnot. And it's just out of kindness that phenomenal idea. It's supposedly being followed by people all over, people that used to live in the area, obviously people that are here, and whatnot, other people that are using it as a model for their own communities. So it's really nice. And you're seeing, like I said, this humanity posted on what these people are doing out there. So, groups to join. I don't know if you're familiar with, we're open Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
We're open HVAC. Okay. Another great group. So there's lots of resources out there, and it's real important that we all hang tough together.
Yeah, we're still open HV, yes. Yeah, and that was put together by some friends, and that was the NewPaltz Regional Chamber of Commerce, some board members there that put that together. It's not relation to, it's just the board members that were part of it, Katie Haynes and Sheila Gilday and Jeff Severson, JT Design. So they put that together. But I also believe that those groups, I always talk about being a part of a business alliance or business group or chamber or whatever, but even just those groups online, what you're talking about, those different Facebook groups or whatever, just as a support network to bounce ideas off of each other, to kind of commiserate with each other, to game plan for the future together, I think are just a great place to go to and be able to find some help and network.
Absolutely.
Resources. I think you're a great resource. I mean, you just think about the people around you are just great resources to help connect you. I mean, you've connected with me with multiple people that were very helpful in my life and in my career. So, I think you can't overlook those groups as being helpful, and especially at this time. So I think that's another great positive outcome. So we gave a little shout out, but what I always like to ask is, Miriam, Mo, what do you miss right now in this time of quarantine, and can't wait till this quarantine's over to bust down their doors and say, here I am. I can't wait to walk through your doors.
I'm a hugger. So a lot of people, when I see them, I give them a hug. And I have elderly parents. And while I do get to see them because I'm doing their grocery shopping, to stand in my parents' kitchen and bring them their groceries and not be able to give them a hug and a kiss, because I don't want to infect them. And I look at my mother going, I really feel bad. I should drop them off at your doorstep, but I can't be that. I can't. I have to see them. I can't just drop it off. Where I have friends that aren't seeing their parents. So being able to hug people, but I got to tell you, I'm going to hang back a little bit. That's when I say, our normal isn't normal. I want to hug people. So here's my virtual hug to anybody that's watching. That's what I've been doing these days.
And
I miss that personal contact.
And is there any businesses or restaurants or retail shops that you're missing right now?
I miss everybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a social person. I miss everybody. So, I've been supporting the local restaurants that I normally eat at. I'm actually supporting some of the ones that I don't normally eat at because they need the support as well. And I just miss going into offices. I mean, I'm in offices every day, whether it's insurance office or realty offices, or whatnot. I just, that social being, I can see anywhere from 12 to 60 people a day. So just being able to go out and not having to be in my house, I'm trying to self-quarantine. I do go into the office a couple times a week, but I'm trying, obviously they're out there and I want to keep them safe. You know what I mean? I don't want to add another person, another body to that situation, but ready to be more social and be out there in the community again.
Yeah, and you certainly are. I'm here with Mo Gibbons from Puro Clean. She's an account executive there, and she helps her clients recover from catastrophic events, floods, fires, mold, and today the COVID crisis her team is helping government agencies and essential employees get back to work and be able to be in a safe environment in their offices, and they're just doing a tremendous job. Mo is a great resource, as I've said before. She's a great person to know. She's definitely a people person on multiple boards. We didn't even get into the Kiwanis Club and what you do there for your community. You could definitely, if you want, I always throw the mic back if you want to share a little bit about that. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I'll give you a quickie on that. So I've been a member of Kiwanis. I sat on the board for quite a number of years. This is the first year I'm off the board, but I'm still very involved. Kiwanis is an international organization, and basically our motto is helping the community one child at a time. So our basically are for or to help you. I don't want my battery to die. I got to go get a charger. Are basically to
here, while you're getting your train of thought, because Mo, you cut out for a second. So while you're getting your train of thought, Kiwanis Club, which is a group that she sat on, a club that she sat on a board for multiple years, and their main focus is helping one child at a time. And take it from there again, because you just cut out after you said that.
So basically, we're helping the community one child at a time. We have two major fundraisers a year. One is a play that we put on. None of us are formal actors. They've been doing this play for 90 years.
I saw pictures of it.
Hopefully it will go on. It's not... I'm sorry?
I saw pictures of it.
It's... Hopefully our October show will go on. We also have a race that we do every year. Unfortunately, that was to be going on in April. That got canceled. So, like other nonprofits, we're going to be struggling this year because people reach out to us looking for donations to help fund their programs. So we're going to see what we can do to, sort of recap that. But it's a strong. We're over 90 members strong. And we give away scholarships to graduating seniors. We're not trying to figure that out at the moment. We've given away over $1.5 million since its inception, since the scholarship program. We usually give away $21,000 in $1,000 scholarships. So 21 students. And it used to be from Kingston and Coleman High School. Unfortunately, Coleman has closed. And right now, I don't know what's going to happen with school. So... we actually, there's an application process, and people actually get interviewed and whatnot. So we're trying to go with the
roll with the punches. Yeah.
But again, it's a community group that I'm very involved with.
Yeah.
With phenomenal people.
Yeah.
Phenomenal people. So.
And thank you for that, and all you do for the community, and all you do as a person. Again, just to recap as we end here, our meeting. This was the Shining Light video podcast show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. My meeting today with Mo Gibbons from Puro Clean, account executive there, and as I said, she helps her clients through the entire process. I said that she helps them overcoming these catastrophic events, but I know Mo, and I know what she does, and she goes and she will sit in your house, as she said, wear that hazmat suit if she needs to, but she will go to your house, to the flood, to the fire. She will be there at any time to take the pictures, to make sure the right team is in place, to make sure that all of your needs are met as her client, and making sure that you're happy. And in fact, you see, I'm an insurance agent, so I've seen her on the other end as well, coming into the insurance office after a claim, after one of these catastrophic events, and even speaking with the agent themselves, speaking with the agent that's dealing with this claim, and how they're handling that client and how they're handling that individual to help them through the process. I've seen Mo even help the insurance agent understand what is going on and how that claim's being put in, and being able to make it so that it's easy for the insurance agent and also easy for the client that's putting the claim in, whether that's the insured's client or whatever it is. So very hands-on, a great resource, a great person. Mo, I do know you as a people person. I met Mo, as I said, several years ago at networking events, and I don't think there's a person in the room that Mo doesn't hug and she doesn't know, or they don't know her. So I know that you're hurting in these times in terms of that physical contact, as am I, and why I do this show. Mo, I want to thank you so much for your friendship, for your support, for everything that you do in your community and what you do for PuroClean. I'll give you the last word to wrap this up and move on in our days.
I want to thank you for having me. You're a phenomenal guy. You're a wealth of information yourself, and as far as helping your clients and just helping the community in general, you are phenomenal. Love you to death. For those of you, you can reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. You name it. I'm on Instagram now, which I was before, but not really
Active.
that good. But I'm here to help. If you call me, I'm going to give you my cell number. That's how.
Could you share your one of?
I am 845-682.
That cut out. Could you just share that again, because that cut out?
What didn't I do?
The feed's cutting out.
So I don't know why. So if you need to revive, 6821.
I'm going to share that with everyone as well.
Okay.
You cut out. Okay, you're back.
I'm here. I see you.
Yeah, could you share that phone number again, because it kept cutting out?
845-768-2144.
Got it. It went through that time. Well, thank you again, Mo. Thanks for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch up with you later. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guest and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. If you're out there, you're a business owner, you're an account executive, whatever you are, and you want to just share what you do with your community and stay relevant, just contact me. There's multiple ways of doing it. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. And thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Stay healthy, everyone, and stay safe. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye. Bye, Mo.
Thanks, Michael. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.